Okay, so we're going to talk about day one, and we're going to talk about polygons. So, sum of interior angles formula. If n represents the sum of sides of a polygon, then the sum of interior angles can be found using this formula. Okay, so n is the number of sides. So say something had 4 sides. So 4 minus 2, we put in 4, subtract 2 times 180. That would tell me the sum of the sides. Okay. A regular polygon is one which all sides are equal, therefore all angles are equal. To find the measure of interior angle in a regular polygon, we use this formula. I didn't mean to put sum. Okay. This is each side, or each angle, sorry, in a regular polygon. Okay. Alright. So example 1 says find the sum of the measures of the interior angle. Okay, so our sum formula is 180 times n minus 2. So first we need the number of sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sides. So n equals 8. So to find the sum, our sum is going to equal 180 times 8 minus 2. So our sum equals 180 times 6. And then we would get our calculator, and we would do 180 times 6. Sorry, had to go get my calculator. I was not prepared. So let's do 180 times 6. 1080. Okay? Awesome. And that's always the case for an 8-sided polygon. Okay? Interior angles practice. So find the sum of the interior angles of a 15-gon. So that means n equals 15. So our sum is going to equal 180 times 15 minus 2. So 180 times 13. So 180 times 13 is going to give me 2340. Okay. Find the sum of interior angles of a 21-gon. So sum equals 180, 21 minus 2, 180 times 19. And that gives me 3420. Okay? What is measure of each interior? Each is a big deal. That means I'm going to take the sum and divide it by the number of sides. So this is a pentagon. Pentagon is 5. Okay. So then we do 180 times 5 minus 2, and we divide by 5. So that's going to be 180 times 3 divided by 5. So 180 times 3 divided by 5 gives me 108. So that's each angle. Okay, so see the difference between doing each and doing the sum? What is the measure of each interior angle of a regular 18-gon? So again, 180, 18 minus 2, but then we divide by 18. So 180 times 16 divided by 18 is going to give me 160. So each angle in a regular, okay, is going to be 160. Okay? Alright. So, I want to find the value of x in this diagram. Okay? Well, this is a 4-sided figure. So in order to find x, I would need to know what the sum of these are. Well, if n is 4, I can use my sum formula, okay, and say s equals 180, 4 minus 2, 180 times 2, that should be 360. So that means in a 4-sided figure, this is always 360. So x plus 108 plus 121 plus 59 has to equal 360. So I do 108 plus 121 plus 59. That gives me 288. Oh, x plus 288 equals 360. And then I do 360 minus 288 gives me 72. Okay. Alright. So regular polygons. In an equilateral polygon, all sides are congruent. Okay. We know that. In an equal angular polygon, all the angles in the interior polygon are congruent. Okay. A regular polygon is a convex polygon if it's both equilateral and equal angular. Okay. That's just something we need to know. Okay. So know these things and understand so that when you do vocab terms. Okay. All right. A home plate for a baseball field is shown. Is the polygon regular? Well, regular would mean that all the sides are congruent. Well, that is not the case in this polygon. How do I know that? All the angles aren't congruent. Okay. It just isn't regular. You can kind of tell like AB is not congruent to BC. Okay. So this is no. And the sides aren't marked congruent. And all the angles aren't congruent. Okay. Now it wants us to find the C and E. Okay. Well, we can figure out what it's supposed to sum to. Okay. So we can do 180, 5 minus 2, which gives me 180 times 3. And 180 times 3 gives me 540. Okay. So 540 is what it needs to sum to. Well, these marks mean that each of these is 90 degrees. Okay? And these are marked as congruent, these angles C and E, so we can just call those X and X. Okay? So we've got 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus X has to equal the sum. So 90 times 3 gives me 270 plus 2X equals 540. So 540 minus 270 gives me 270 divided by 2 gives me 135. Okay, so angle C equals 135 and angle E equals 135. Okay, that's it.